And what I was thinking about was that was about stereotypes and how stereotypes exist for a reason. And the reason why this came up was because one of the training classes that I'm taking for my current job, we ended up hiring a bunch of interns and whatnot from the city, which is a good thing. But there was also an expectation, or at least there felt like there was an expectation put upon people from the city, and by that I don't just mean blacks. I'm talking about Latinos. I'm talking about anyone who was raised within that kind of subculture. There's this expectation that they're not that smart, or that they lack control. They're very impulsive, and like when they feel the need to say something, they just kind of say it, and there's no kind of quote unquote ordered way or civilized way or whatever that they go about uh, making their thoughts known. Um, and also too that there seems to be at times some reluctance about their ability to handle high-end jobs like computers and whatnot. As far as artists go, like singing, hip hop, stuff like that. Uh, yes, absolutely talented, better than most people. But when it comes to like corporate jobs or anything like that, a lot of times people just have a difficult time seeing them in that position because of the stereotypes that exist in their mind and whatnot. Now, I'm not saying any of that is true. All right, I'm just saying this is what tends to go on in people's heads in my experience. And I was largely raised in suburbs. I did spend about a couple of years living in the city and everything, and I've had my share of experiences there as well. And so it's not like I'm immune to that myself on either way, unfortunately. But it's something that I still noticed and something I try to improve upon, which is why I think about this kind of stuff and whatnot. And stereotypes exist because a person or a group has had an encounter with another person or another group that so impacted their perception of them that they then imprinted that perception onto everyone who seemed to be from that group. Okay, the idea or the concept that okay, that was just this person or this group of people, but that doesn't mean it's this group of people over here are gonna be the same way, doesn't exist. Basically, it's like no, everyone is like this. Okay, um, so basically, like all Native Americans are savages or drunkards or whatever, or all Asians are like really smart and martial artists, and or all white people are closet racists or whatever, you name it. And my what I found was that what kind of really reinforced this was I was talking to a friend from New York City, and he was telling me, Jack, you should go move to New York and get a job there. And I said to him, why? And he goes, because you would get a really good job there because of how you speak. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I speak kind of the same way that you do. And he said, no, you speak more intelligently. Whereas if I went into an office there and applied for a job, as soon as I opened my mouth, they would kick me out because they would automatically think that I was a dumbass and stupid and didn't know shit. And that was kind of a revelation to me, because I mean, these people who have these jobs that would have kicked them out, they would be New Yorkers too. So in my mind, one would think that the two wouldn't correlate, but apparently, according to this my friend's experience, they did. And I guess part of the struggle in dealing with stereotypes is that they're very hard to let go of, especially if there are more positive stereotypes. My positives, I mean, black people being really good at sex. Okay, I have not heard a single person ever try to deny that or refute that or what have you. But of course, like myself right now, um, I hear it up and down the road, that to try to refute that all black people are criminals and rapists and everything else, you know. So clearly, there's a little bit of a contrast there, um, and I guess basically that I kind of feel like in order for people to kind of really start appreciating each other and to start respecting each other, which is what everyone talks about, is respect each other and stuff like that and whatever. Um, we really have to kind of break out of stop projecting those stereotypes onto other people, because what that does is that limits them to the expectations and of that idea we have in our heads. They can't be anything else, you know. So like Donald Trump was saying how Mexicans are rapists and stuff like that. As far as he's concerned, they can't be anything else. Even if they are other stuff, even if they're not that, he cannot see past that, because that is a set expectation and limitation that he has set up in his head. At least that's what he's kind of projecting to the public. And people, human beings in general, all tend to be the same way. And the other thing, hard part about stereotyping people is that it's easy. It's really, really easy because you honestly don't have to think much, right? It's a lot less work to pause and observe the person, talk to them, try to find out how they what they think, how they tick and stuff like that. It's more work to do that than it is to just say, oh, this person's from so and so, or this person follows this religion, or this person does whatever, and just kind of like tack on all the other expectations that we associate with that image and everything. And a large amount of the problems and prejudices and stuff like that we have stem from that one small root thing, is that image that we cannot or will not let go of, because it's just simpler. Especially when a person is trying to break out of that stereotype, and people with his own peers who are under that same stereotype won't let them. So if a person who who does come from an urban environment, wants to be more, he wants to be a corporate, CEO in New York and everything. He's studying hard. He's trying to go to college and everything else. And his friends are saying, yo, why are you trying to act like a white person? Why are you trying to be this? You think there's something wrong with, who we are and what we do and stuff like that. And it just try to bring the person down and stay at that level for the sake of solidarity. And I've seen that happen. I mean, that's almost happened to me on several occasions. And it's a really sad thing when that happens, because, that person could be enormously talented. They can go really far, and have the desire to go really far, but they are dragged down for the sake of basically the community. And so it can go stereotyping can go both ways, So that's kind of what my thoughts were. If you want to get past that and everything, then allow people to be more than just the image that we project on them and that we think they should be, or we were taught they should be. Let them be more than that. And if they still fall into that, they do. But if they don't, then don't hold them to it, because that we wouldn't like that. We don't like that when that's done to us. So beyond that, if you have any questions, comments, or criticisms, please leave your comments below or email me at jackscontinuum@gmail.com. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and take care.